So the probation officer role is a really key role in the efforts to try and reduce the numbers of women in prison, because they are the contact between the offender or the alleged offender and the magistrate. And so by taking a gender-sensitive approach, what the probation officers have done is go and really look into what's happened in that woman's life to get her to that point. So it may be something to do with the violence that they've experienced, it might be to do with their economic situation. We've seen from the research that Penal Reform International has conducted that the vast majority of women that commit offences have been from lower socioeconomic backgrounds and have been driven economically. A large amount have also been survivors of violence. And so by asking these questions that previously hadn't been asked at all, the probation officers can supply that kind of information that will inform the magistrate. So in recognition of the fact that the vast majority of women are driven to crime due to economic reasons, the Kenyan Probation Service has looked into ways to empower women so that they can find alternative ways of creating funds rather than committing crime. So it's a form of diversion in some ways.
We run vocational training. We even take them to formal schools for the offenders who have settled and they have emotionally settled. We integrate them in as much as they live with us in the hostel. Every morning they go to school like any other child in the community or girl in the community. So they mix with the community. They go to school early in the morning, come back in the evening. So the hostel becomes a home, and that has been very, very successful. Probation institutions are actually home away from home. They are not like prisons. We also engage other non-governmental institutions to come and support us. Those who have nobody out there, they help them get some small business, start up businesses, and they rent houses, and they're living normal lives. In a small way, they start up. Then the field probation officers also follow up the offenders so that they are helped to reset.
What we have done is to bring women with similar issues together under the same office of supervision, and we look for donors. They support them with the seed capital, which they call a table banking. They meet every month. They come and contribute to the kitty and also pay the minimum interest from the money they have borrowed. Then it is loaned out to others.
So I met a woman in Meru who had completed a community service order really well. And she had been working on a poultry farm, so she'd been learning how to rear chickens and collect eggs and provide that service to the local magistrate's court while she was there. And then on completion of that community service order, she was then given a couple of chickens and some eggs so that then she can start her own program of economic empowerment, basically. So she can find a way to create her own funds without going back to creating changa, the illicit brew that she was doing before.